Yo, PJ, what's up, man? How you doing?
I'm doing good, man. How about you?
Yeah, good, good. Okay, so we called it out on Twitter and we said that we were going to do this. We said that we were going to go through the RFOX Blackpaper. So here we are. Let's get cracking,
Here
shall
we
we?
are. Exactly. Let's just get straight into it.
Okay, here we go. So RFOX, building the metaverse for everyone. RFOX is obviously a metaverse company. So in the abstract here, we've got RFOX's vision is to be the global leader in immersive metaverse experiences focused on retail, media, gaming, and rewards, where the RFOX token is the multi-chain digital asset that fuels the RFOX ecosystem. So pretty powerful paragraph to kick us off there. I'll keep going, man. So in the process of building its various ventures, such as RFOX Games, RFOX Media, RFOX Finance, RFOX NFTs, end-to-end platform and marketplace, and an upcoming e-commerce solution, RFOX has zeroed in on a core product that takes advantage of a new digital frontier, the metaverse. I'm going to stop there, man, because that is as powerful as a statement as you will get. That is like just all of those ventures that RFOX are tackling right there is a mouthful in itself. So this core product is the RFOX Vault, which is the name of the metaverse, a new virtual space that is shaping to be a fully immersive discovery, shopping, and retail experience with elements from gaming, media, crypto, finance, NFTs, and more. RFOX Vault forms its own standalone metaverse experience, yet showcases full multi-chain interoperability with 4 themed quarters focused on art, music, gaming, and entertainment technology that together enhance the metaverse experience.
So that's a lot. That's a lot of information there, right? I mean, and I think this paragraph is very strong. There's a lot of information in there, but it also shows straight away how complex this ecosystem actually is. We are talking about 5 or 6 like proper big ventures which will all click together into the metaverse. So yeah, that's actually also the purpose of this meeting, this podcast, right? I mean, we want to go through each and every one of these ventures, give people a little bit more of insights of what they can expect of these ventures and how eventually it all clicks together in this metaverse, because it's going to be huge.
100%, man. And we all know that people don't exactly love diving into a white paper or a black paper. So that's why we're here. That's why we've got everyone's back. So the next one here highlighted is RFOX Media is bringing blockchain powered media experiences in markets such as Myanmar through the acquisition of My Media into the Philippines, Indonesia, and Vietnam, providing a unique source traffic for the metaverse. Massive again, targeting these initial areas and then obviously expanding beyond that. And Ben, the CEO of RFOX, has said himself that it's grown into something much, much bigger than what they first envisioned from their first initial target audience.
Yeah, that's it. That's a perfect introduction, man. So if you see here, here's the table of contents. There's a lot of information to go through. So first, what we'll do is we'll go through the market overview. We'll look at the different ventures, have focus on the RFOX Vault. We'll go through the token mechanics. And then at the end, we will go through and have a look at the team, because they have an all-star team and it's expanding every single day. So they're growing like crazy at the moment.
For sure, man. Sorry, I was scrolling a little bit quick for you there. So obviously there's a disclaimer in here, which is covered for RFOX to pretty much say that whatever they say in here is not and should not be taken as gospel. And we'll take the opportunity ourselves as well. If PJ or myself come outside of this black paper and we say something that's not in here word for word, please do not take it as financial advice, because it is not. Opinions are our own and do not reflect those of the team. So once you've gotten through all of those disclaimers, we get to the executive summary here if you want to take a bit of a squeeze. And PJ, can you just kick us off on a brief overview of the RFOX Ventures here?
Yeah, so the black paper describes the 5 core ventures that RFOX has set up, plus the one that clicks everything together, which is the metaverse. So they have focused on the fast-growing internet economy. So they have focused on certain areas, or actually they are covering all the areas that are the fast-growing sectors in the digital economy at the moment. So they have RFOX Games, RFOX Finance, RFOX Media, RFOX NFTs. I would actually call it the RFOX NFT white label platform, but that's something else. And then the RFOX e-commerce streaming, which is upcoming. Yeah.
So just to add to that as well, PJ mentions that obviously RFOX are focusing on all of these traditional sectors that are projected for massive growth over the next. There's been plenty of reports that we've all seen between the next probably 3 to 6 years. However, RFOX are also tackling a lot of sectors within the crypto market itself that are exploding. So we've got the RFOX Games. So I'll just scroll back up. So we've got the RFOX Games, which is obviously play to earn. Then we've got RFOX Finance, which is a decentralized finance. We've got RFOX Media, which is probably not typically seen so much within the crypto space. RFOX NFTs, which most certainly is. This one is a big one, especially with RFOX Media as well, but we will touch on these a little bit later as well. And then here is something that you rarely, I personally haven't seen it, PJ, I don't know about you, but the e-commerce live streaming. Now, if you're unaware of how big of a market this is, I would encourage everyone to go and Google how big e-commerce live streaming is, because I forget the stat that Ben usually uses, but I think it was one day these two guys had done more revenues than worldwide Macy's stores for 5 days. Something along those lines. There's also a Starbucks comparison as well, that these two guys within the same day had done more revenues than Starbucks for 6 days worldwide, or something along those lines. It is just absolutely incredible. So yeah, crazy stuff, man, that they're tackling the whole lot and clicking them all together.
Yeah.
So the RFOX Vault, RFOX's central solution. RFOX Vault is a fully immersive shopping and entertainment experience compatible with virtual reality. Combining gaming elements, RFOX Vault forms its own standalone metaverse experience and yet is fully interoperable and multi-chain compatible. It brings together the best class of crypto through NFTs and real-world applications of e-commerce, gaming, and entertainment. By leveraging NFTs for shop ownership and other in-game assets, the RFOX Vault creates unique opportunities for people to earn, interact, and create. All ventures within the RFOX ecosystem, as well as current and upcoming entities that we form partnerships with, will interact with RFOX Vault. One word, man. Boom! What do you got to say about that? That is huge, man.
Yeah. I mean, there's a lot of big words used in this paragraph, but it is really that big. I mean, this is going to be the central solution for all the ventures that will click into this, and it's a shopping and entertainment experience, which is, it's described here. It's compatible with virtual reality, and obviously, so they're building the Vault that you can experience it in VR, virtual reality, which I can imagine will just blow everybody away. But it's important to say that RFOX is super focused on digital inclusion. So they are ensuring that the Vault is also, that you can also run it on your PC and even on your mobile. So this opens up for a huge market. There's not many people at the moment that own a virtual reality set. Expectations are that this will grow significantly, but at the moment, I mean, if you want to really promote digital inclusiveness, then obviously you need to be able to run on mobile or PC as well, and that's what they're doing.
For sure, man. For sure. We all know that the mobile market is massive, and that's where everything has gravitated towards over the last decade in particular. So it would be remiss of RFOX not to focus on that area. We've seen other crypto projects that have been more so PC centric, and some have succeeded and others not so much. But if you're not tackling the mobile market, then then you're battling against 7 billion people who have got one. So the RFOX token, the multi-chain token for the metaverse. So you can have a bit of a read here, but just a couple of sentences here that we want to get to. So RFOX Vault and the rest of the ecosystem will introduce a single login system known as RFOX ID. So what does that mean, PJ? What does that mean for me as a new user? If I'm to come into the RFOX ecosystem, what does an RFOX ID mean for me?
Yeah, so this is really an important part if we come back to the digital inclusion as well. I mean, RedFox's goal is to create blockchain products that are easily accessible by consumers. They don't want the consumer to even have to care about what chain they're interacting with, or having to set up multiple wallets. They want for you to have one ID which connects all this information for you automatically. So the RedFox ID is actually quite revolutionary. What it does is that once you have that ID, you can just generate different wallets for the Ethereum chain, for the WAX, for BSC. All those will be integrated in this ID system. So all your information will
are integrated. They're all ticked, brother. They're all ticked. Sorry to interrupt, but they are. They're all done. Yeah,
they're all done. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. But I mean, they will add even more to that. I mean, that's. I mean, I can imagine we'll see Solana. We'll see some of the other blockchains integrate as well. Maybe even Icon. So yeah, definitely that's going to be nice. And the thing is that you won't be able to just use it for one venture. You'll be able to use it cross venture, so cross ecosystem. You'll be able to use it for all the ventures.
So let's say if I'm playing COGS and I'm grinding away on Android currently with Apple on the App Store yet to come, which shouldn't be too far away. But if I'm playing COGS Slam and I'm earning RFOX tokens through my gameplay, I can then transfer my RFOX tokens using that RFOX ID over to RFOX Finance, and I can stake, I can farm, and I can earn passive income from the tokens that I had earned through the play to earn mechanism of COG Slam, which is the first of many games to come from RFOX Games. And that's only one example. If you wanted to transfer it over to RFOX TV or RFOX Media or something along those lines to utilize the RFOX tokens there, then you can do that. Or over to the RFOX NFT platform to purchase someone's art, for example. You can do that. It's, as you said, man, revolutionary.
Yeah, it is. It's spot on, man. And that's exactly it. And that's, of course, at the end of the day, how it should be for consumers. They shouldn't need to care. We are so used to in the blockchain industry that you have these tribes, people only liking the Ethereum ecosystem or only liking Solana. I mean, at the end of the day, people shouldn't care on what kind of blockchain they're buying things or interacting with.
100%. And I smiled because I knew exactly where you were going with that, with the fragmented sort of, tribalism. And at the end of the day, everyone says, and everyone knows it, that adoption comes when the users don't know where or what technology is happening in the background. So where can we buy the RFOX token, man?
Yeah, so it's RFOX is a cross-chain, is a multi-chain token. It's at the moment it's available on both Ethereum and on the BSC chain. So on the centralized exchanges, you can get it on RFOX Finance, which is now, it has a liquidity pool for the BSC side. I don't think actually you can buy it yet on the ETH side on RFOX Finance. But you can at KuCoin, Bittrex, Liquid, Gate, and Uniswap, and CoinSpot as well. And then you have PancakeSwap and RFOX Finance then covering the BSC side of things. You have Example as well. I'm not sure if I pronounced that correctly. I'm not too familiar with it myself, but you can buy it there. And then you have a layer 2 solution. You have Loopring where you can buy RFOX as well. The goal of the RedFox team is very clear. They want it to be as easily available for everybody, no matter where you live. So there will be a lot more listings in the future, but they will always have a specific reason why we would list there. So sometimes the RFOX token might list on an exchange that is very unfamiliar to maybe a Western person, but then it might be a very big exchange for the Vietnamese market or one of the only accepted exchanges in that area. So yeah, more listings to come for sure.
Such as Xampool, which is exactly what you'd mentioned just there. When Xampool was first announced, there was a lot of people saying, who, what, why, and where, and how. So that is one of the fiat on and off ramps that RFOX has integrated to make things a more seamless experience for their users. And also not to forget that it's also available on Wax as well. So if you were one of the participants of the COGS tubing and you got your RFOX tokens in return, those RFOX tokens were paid out on the Wax blockchain. So they are now available on there. I'm not sure if you can purchase them from there, but you definitely can purchase them. You definitely can purchase them on RFOX Finance on the ETH side as well, due to the new pool from the Arcimoto sale, but we will get to that shortly. So here's the next section, man, and this one's really interesting because we've got the current and upcoming metaverse industry players. So from world-building games that opened the virtual world to endless possibilities to major internet players staking their claim to the next frontier of information sharing, the creation of the metaverse is increasingly becoming a question of when instead of if. Here are some of the companies that are aspiring to be early adopters in the metaverse space. Now, run us through some of these names, man. They're not small names.
No, exactly. And that's the thing here. I mean, there's some big players here. I mean, we all know that Facebook recently changed their name into Meta as a preparation to start building their own metaverse, which will be most likely called Meta. They have a huge head start for the other competitors because they own the VR headset maker Oculus. And that is, of course, a huge head start for all the other competitors. Then we have Fortnite, which is the most popular battle royale game out there at the moment. They have also said that they want to create some kind of a metaverse. Roblox, which is a world-building game, which is extremely popular all over the world. They have also mentioned that they want to make a centralized metaverse hub. Tencent, which is considered as one of the biggest gaming companies in the world, actually, they also have decided to build a metaverse. And then we have Disney, which doesn't need any introduction, I think. But the list doesn't stop here because we recently just heard that Microsoft, they purchased Activision together with Blizzard for a crazy sum of money, $70 billion. And also, I mean, of course, they have a lot of different products, but their main focus was to build a metaverse. So it's clear that the market is really hot at the moment. The big players are preparing themselves to get in. And it's just a perfect, more or less a proof of concept, isn't it? That these companies are getting in.
Yeah, most definitely, man. And in one word, can you answer me, what do all of these guys have in common?
Yeah, it's very simple. They all have a closed system. So what their goal most likely will be, I mean, these are entities, companies that are coming from the tech industry. They want to own as much of the data and the activities going on through the metaverse. They want to own it themselves. So all these metaverses will probably be closed systems where they decide exactly what content is available, and not much third-party activities will exist. And yeah, I mean, there's many metaverse companies that are at the moment building and that are active in the blockchain industry, and they will most likely have a much more open system. But you know, RFOX has proven themselves time and time again is that they want to collaborate with other people, other companies. They want to make it an inclusive system. They want to ensure that people get rewarded for the time used and for the content created. So yeah, it's really going to be a battle between the closed big companies, the closed systems, and the smaller new companies that are coming in, like RFOX, that want to create a proper metaverse where people can create content and get awarded for it.
100%, man. Unfortunately for you, though, I said one word, and that one word is centralization. Centralization is what all of these guys have in common. Unfortunately, PJ's just killed our next 20 pages by talking about the Web3, talking about DAO-like structures, talking about being rewarded for participation in these sorts of ecosystems. But alas, we will push on. So projected progress for the metaverse. So Strategy Analytics stated in its recent research report that the global metaverse market is expected to grow 6 times from 46 billion in 2020 to 280 billion in 2025. Holy shit, man. $280 billion industry in 2025. I mean, you know, $250 billion is a fair whack of cash, especially when, if we were to look at, well, let's look at Bitcoin's market cap right now, and the market has definitely taken a dive. But let's look at Bitcoin's market cap right now. That's about a third of Bitcoin's market cap right there. And Bitcoin is arguably one of the most secure and sound assets on the planet. We're talking about a sector being a third of Bitcoin's market cap right now in 3 years time. That is just nuts. And RFOX is obviously after a slice of that.
100%, because the interesting thing is that all these big players, they need a lot of time to develop these metaverses. They've only just recently introduced their plans. RFOX has already been building on this for the last 2 years. So it will be very interesting to see what kind of a market share RFOX can capture. I mean, I was already quite surprised, to be honest, about the number of 2020 with $46 billion. I mean, that number is already, it's a crazy amount of money if you think about it. And to see that it will grow another 6 times, or at least that's estimated in the next 3 to 4 years. Yeah, it's mind-boggling, really.
Fun fact, Meta has pledged to spend $10 billion per year over the next 4 years on developing their metaverse and the Oculus headsets themselves. So she's going to get wild over the next 4 years, man. It's crazy, and I can't wait. So these same analysts from Strategy Analytics, envision an open user-generated creative space like Fortnite, which is currently accessible across all major entertainment platforms, such as iOS, Android, PlayStation, Nintendo, PC, Xbox, and accepts multiple account systems, payment platforms, and more, while integrating other typically closed ecosystems, such as often conflicting intellectual property. So this is where RFOX ID ties in beautifully, as previously discussed. And just a one highlighted sentence here, that users will go through this space using Oculus headsets. It's no secret that the Oculus headset is the best on the market, and everyone who has used one says that it completely blows their mind. So it's pretty crazy. And here is a pretty powerful statement in itself, that RFOX joins several metaverse observers in stating that this Facebook-centric version of the metaverse, if it comes to fruition, is antithetical to the open world cross-platform ideal of the space, which basically says that it's going against the grain of the very thing that it stands for, in terms of the decentralization, again, the DAO-like structure, Web3 type rewards of being able to participate and get rewarded for it, rather than these big gaming companies such as Fortnite being complete bloodsuckers and trying to wring every single drop of blood from a stone. Everyone gets rewarded for participating. So that's exactly what RFOX are aiming for, correct?
That's exactly spot on, Luke. And I mean, that's the major difference here. I mean, these big companies, they have billions of dollars to throw into this idea. And I'm sure these metaverses that they will build will be AAA, top-notch, super high quality. But the biggest difference lays exactly there, is that they will ensure that they will get paid, instead of having a metaverse where people get a proper chance to earn a proper reward for the time that they put into the metaverse.
Yeah, most definitely. So RFOX Vault and the Metaverse. Do you want to kick us off on this next one here, PJ?
Yeah, so let me see here. We've marked a couple of comments here. So keeping in mind the integration of the various ventures under the RFOX ecosystem, the RFOX Vault aims to give space for people to virtually interact with digital assets and activities, while being open to as many major platforms as possible. So obviously, in the metaverse, it will all be about digital assets, and the first thing that comes to mind is then, lands, or in the metaverse, in the vault, we call them shops. There will be shops that will be digital assets, but it will go much further than that, right? I mean, people will walk around with avatars. They will want to, pimp up their avatars, get custom made pieces, and everything will be digital assets. So you'll be able to trade, sell, buy, and it's the sky's the limit. I mean, you had a great example from it about this, Luke, about this hat that you can give to somebody else. What was that again?
So if we're walking through the metaverse, and let's say I'm going to Bob's Burgers and I'm cruising through the metaverse, and I see my mate PJ and he says, that's a cool hat because I've won that, let's say, from a game from another platform on another blockchain. Yet I'm walking through RFOX Vault, we catch up, fist bump, PJ says, I want that hat. And I say, no worries, can you give me some digital coins which represent some sort of form of cryptocurrency on the blockchain, which will be on the Ethereum blockchain. And then he gives me the coins, I take off the hat in RFOX Vault and I put it on his head, and the ownership is then transferred to PJ of that hat on the blockchain. And he gives me the coins, which then gets transferred to my account on the blockchain, because we both log in with our respective Ethereum addresses, for example, Ethereum, and all of a sudden, I own my coins, you own your hat, I get my burger, and then away we go. It is a very, very cool world that we could possibly live in. Not possibly, as previously mentioned, it's just a matter of when, not if. So that sort of stuff, man, gets me pretty excited.
Mind blowing, absolutely mind blowing. The opportunities that will arise, it's crazy.
RFOX Vault, here we go. So built for both VR and PC, obviously, with mobile applications as well. So that's a no-brainer. We spoke about that before. So down to the missions and goals. So RFOX projects that the e-commerce streaming is clearly the next big industry wave that will impact the Southeast Asian region, a hotbed of online shopping activity and an ideal test environment for emerging technologies by combining a space theme with gaming elements, retail, e-commerce, digital experiences, and VR. RFOX Vault offers the perfect mix of assets and features that will highlight all of the RFOX ecosystem ventures. I've read that one. About, I don't know, man, at least a dozen times, and it gets me just as excited every single time. Share your thoughts, man.
Yeah, because the reason why it gets you so excited is because you know that they're not over-promising here, because they're building out these ventures that are covering exactly what they are describing right there. And that's also to get back to your original point with every single company or blockchain project are calling themselves a metaverse company now. But I mean, they can say that up until they launch their products, because then very quickly people will find out that it's just all bullshit. It's all just smoke and mirrors. While RFOX have used so much time to work out the core products that are needed for the metaverse, created them in a way that people and content creators can very easily click in, deliver their content and get rewarded for it. So I mean, yeah, it's just to get excited about, man. There's nothing else to say about it. I mean, at the end of the year, when everything is online, I mean, yeah, it's gonna be mind blowing, 100%.
Especially this first sentence. RFOX projects that the e-commerce streaming is clearly the next big industry wave. Yes, it is. When we speak about those figures before that we spoke about with the Macy's stores and the Starbucks, but then also the Southeast Asian region. If you're unsure how many people live in Southeast Asia, go and Google it, and then you share PJ and Bluntman's excitement. So virtual space overview. Check this out, man. This is not even a high def shot, but holy cow. Look at this. It
looks crazy, doesn't it?
One question that has not been answered yet, unless I've missed it. What is that? What is that? Where does that go? What does that do? What is that ball of energy? It reminds me of Goku and Kamehameha. I don't know if you know what that is, but yeah. Shout out to those DBZ fans who know what it is, because that is nuts. Or that might be a spirit ball in there. I'm not sure, but either way, man, this is absolutely insane. So we'll quickly read our notes here, and people can check that out. So RFOX Vault is a fully immersive shopping and retail and entertainment experience. It uses virtual reality and combines gaming elements to form its own standalone virtual world. It brings together the best in class of crypto through NFTs, real-world applications of e-commerce, gaming, and entertainment. RFOX Vault will incorporate VR and AR technology, as well as future AI technology, in addition to offering digital items, including those issued through blockchain smart contracts and non-fungible tokens, NFTs. In its first iteration, the RFOX Vault will be a purely online platform offering digital assets worldwide. As e-commerce evolves further into the virtual space, we'll launch localized virtual spaces in Southeast Asian countries where both digital and physical purchases can be made via RFOX Vault. Whoa.
Before we go on there, I think that last sentence is extremely important, because as e-commerce evolves further into the virtual space, we will launch localized virtual spaces. And this is a point that I think a lot of people don't really realize. I mean, the Vault, which is being launched now, that is more or less the international flagship. It will be focused, it's a metaverse focused on digital experiences and digital items. But what a lot of people don't know is that RFOX is actually planning of more or less copying this Vault and making localized versions of it. So just imagine that, for example, in Vietnam, if you have a local RFOX Vault, you can not only focus on digital items, but you can actually combine it to physical items. So you can have a food court, you can walk around, look at the local food chains that deliver food. You can order some food, pay with RFOX tokens, and it will actually get delivered to your door. And yeah, I mean, this stuff is just mind-boggling to me, because then it really connects the real world with the digital world. I mean, as good as it gets, right? I mean, it's unbelievable.
It is, man. So let's say, for example, I don't know, maybe a Food Panda. Perhaps if RFOX were to partner with them again and utilize Food Panda in the regions that they operate, or for us Westerners, it might be Uber Eats. If you're unaware of what Uber Eats is, you should know what Food Panda is, and likewise the other way around. So while you're waiting for that burger, for example, once you go into RFOX Vault and you're walking down the localized metaverse, and you see something that you like, you order some food, and then you have to wait 15, 20 minutes for it to get there. You're not just going to be sitting there doing nothing. There is a strong possibility that you will be able to participate in some sort of gamification while you wait, not to mention your actual time spent in RFOX Vault. There is a possibility for you to get rewarded for that as well. So while you wait, you can play some sort of mini game until that doorbell rings. Then you pause, you take off your Oculus headset, you go and eat your food, and then you can jump back in and you can get rewarded for participating in the ecosystem. And that's what it's all about. That's what Web3 is all about. It's really exciting, man. So the avatars, which will be a part of your RFOX ID for the RFOX Vault. So once you've created your avatar, you'll be able to keep it, and that is provided by Ready Player Me. Now, the portal will be available on the RFOX Vault website / in the metaverse, but they are kicking goals, man. Ready Player Me have some very, very cool avatars, very lifelike. Love their graphics. It's a nice little partnership there. So progress and milestones, PJ. Give us a quick summary of this paragraph here and run us through some figures.
Yeah, exactly. So progress and milestones that have been met up until now. Here it's described that the first auction was completed in September. It did, but we also have completed the second shop auction, which was done in December. So here are some numbers that were created by the first auction. So there were 29.5 million RFOX was earned from winning bids. And out of these earnings, almost 4.5 million RFOX were allocated to rewards to VFOX holders, and almost 3 RFOX tokens were burned. So this is the nice part, because I just mentioned the VFOX token, which will give you a part of the transactional value, or gives you the opportunity to claim part of the transactional value going through the Vault. Since the Vault is not online yet, they have created another way to create some kind of incentive to hold the VFOX token, and that is to give a percentage of the shop auctions that they earn, give that back to VFOX holders. At the moment, if you stake your VFOX tokens on RFOX Finance, we'll go a little bit more deeper into that in a later stage in the video. But at the moment, you will earn a part of the earnings made by the second auction, which was the Akamoto auction. They will be given out in the next 3 months, and then afterwards we will get the rewards for the third shop auction. And this is how they will keep incentivizing VFOX holders up until there's enough transactional value going through the vault, and have that as the main incentive for VFOX holders. So it's a great setup. I really like it. We'll go a little bit more deeper into that why, but I mean, the rewards that you're earning, they come from already circulating supplying tokens. It's not additional tokens coming into circulating supply like many other gaming projects or metaverse companies are doing. But we'll go a little bit more deeper into that in a later stage.
So instead of it being inflationary, as you just mentioned, then with new tokens coming into supply, it's actually in fact deflationary. And just on the VFOX token as well, this is not financial advice, but it does have a very, very small market cap. So go and load up. But again, not financial advice. So roadmap and future expansion in the near term, specifically over the next 3 to 6 months, RFOX will have completed its MVP for the RFOX Vault. But even with this MVP, the team expects to be able to present multiple advancements in the metaverse being built. Here are the near-term targets for the succeeding months for RFOX Vault. So October 2021, which has been completed. You can have a bit of a scroll through here. So December 2021 through to January 22, and the rest of Q1 2022. You can have a look at these items here, and here's a bit of a disclaimer again. So actual completion dates may vary from initial projections, which are offered as indicative guidelines only. These do not represent a promise or a guarantee. There's not many projects in crypto, PJ, that I've come across that have actually hit many of these hard and fast targets they set. Unfortunately, it's just the name of the game, especially when you're relying on third parties. This is why RFOX are trying to build out the whole thing on their own. And for some area that's lacking, they're just going ahead and building it. So they're not relying on that third party. So here we go. So the RFOX revenue and expansion opportunities. So this is one that should get people pretty excited, because the RFOX, the company behind the RFOX token, has proven its model for identifying and building scalable companies, and now looks to take the next step towards becoming the most successful ecosystem builder in Southeast Asia through a metaverse-centric system, which also utilizes, by the way, this is not word for word, this is just me talking here, but their 9-point funnel system that they utilize to identify and then build out of their DBOT model, which is design, build, operate, and transfer. They use a 9-point funnel system which identifies emerging markets where the biggest opportunity is. So the company is currently self-funded and profitable with no capital investment, as PJ alluded to, and no short or long-term debt due to the success of its existing operations. The company is projected to exceed $20 million USD in revenue for 2021 and hit $65 million USD for the financial year of 2022. A lot to unpack in that one alone, man. But yeah, give us a bottom line on that one.
Yeah, well, I think for me the most important thing is that the company is self-funded, so they don't have any venture capitalists pulling strings. They don't have to justify anything they do at the moment. If they see an opportunity, they can go for it without getting any approval of anybody else, which I think is a huge win. And also the revenue is very interesting, because I don't think many people realize this, is that actually RFOX is already a profitable company. It describes here that the company is projected to exceed 20 million. Well, they did. I think the actual number was about 25 million in revenue, what they did in 21. And the expected revenue is about 65 million in 2022. And my personal guess is that this is actually on the lower side of things. Either way, if it's $65 million of revenue, this is based on revenue going into the company. So if you look, for example, at the Metaverse, for VFOX holders, it's very interesting, the transactional value that goes through the Metaverse. But the transactional value is not included in this $65 million, because this is revenue. And RFOX only takes 0.75% of all the transactional value goes into their pocket. So many people have used this $65 million to try and calculate some kind of a return for VFOX token holders, but it doesn't work like that. The actual number of transactional value will be a lot higher than this because of how the model works.
Yeah, pretty much based off how popular RFOX Vault is, which we believe that it will be. So, man, I'm going to let you kick this one off because this is where you get most excited. This is a breakdown and an overview of the entire RFOX ecosystem. And we're kicking off with RFOX Games, which was founded in 2019, man. So, so have at it.
Yeah, exactly. So RFOX Games is obviously the venture responsible for the gaming side of things. It's the venture that has developed the most up until now, and it's also the most visible one because it already has products live and running. So the key here is that they are focusing on the play-to-earn mobile game market, which is a huge market already, and it's just growing exponentially. We've seen success of multiple different games. And now RFOX Games have launched their first free-to-play play-to-earn game, which is called COGS Slam. This game uses the NFT series COGS, and that will play a central role in the game. If you don't know about COGS, it's the first NFT series that RFOX has launched. I would strongly suggest to go to their website, cogs.gg, and there you get a full explanation about the NFT series, what it is. It's actually quite mind-boggling because it's not only used in this game. COGS will be used in all other future games that they will launch, and also get utility in the Vault. And maybe we will even see implementation in other ventures. I can, for example, imagine that we can create some kind of a collateralized loans on the RFOX Finance side of things, and then we can use our COGS as collateral. But that's just me speculating. So back to RFOX Games, there's a lot to look forward to. As said, the first game has launched. They haven't really marketed anything yet because they're just slowly rolling it out to a couple of more countries. We're also still waiting for the iOS app to launch, which is now currently stuck at Apple approving the game. But in a couple of weeks, couple of months, when the game is really fully launched in a lot of countries and on the different platforms, I can really see this flourish and be the start of a vibrant ecosystem. We know that RFOX Games, just as a last note, we know that they are developing, or there are two games being developed at the moment, one by RFOX Games and one by a third party, and both of them will be launched this year, and both of them will utilize COGS. The ecosystem within the RFOX Games venture is growing very rapidly, and I'm just super excited what this year is going to bring us, because it's really going to be a venture that is going to bring a lot of new people into the ecosystem.
Yep, for sure, man. And just to read this little highlighted paragraph here. So the flagship product of RFOX Games, which is the top-selling NFT on the Wax blockchain, and an update on the collectible milk cap concept of the 90s, which are POGs. So COGS enhances the POGs experience with the utility only blockchain can provide. COGS stands for keys to other games, which are collectible, playable, tradable, slammable, non-fungible tokens. COGS act as an in-game currency, unlock tournaments and skins, and provide VIP access to special events and the Metaverse. So you've got all of these different designs with cool as artwork that you can gather into sets, whether they're foil or non-foil, very similar to the old Pokemon cards, whether you got a foil or a non-foil. You can get all these different designs. You can collect them together in a set, and you'll put them in a virtual tube. And within that tube, you can then stake and earn RFOX tokens, as we spoke of before. But these tubes, as Fads the use of the GM of RFOX Games has alluded to, as has Ben Fairbank, CEO of RFOX, they have said that these tubes will have further utility in future, whether that's access to the VIP, access to special events, as what's mentioned here in the Blackpaper. It's pretty cool, man. And as an added bonus, so a major play-to-earn blockchain company, YGG, Your Good Games, has been given access to the beta release, which will give pretty strong feedback on the mechanics of the game going forward, which is a really strong partnership. YGG, and I believe they have a spot in the RFOX Vault as well. So as of November 30, 2021, Cog Slam has begun its rollout of open beta globally through the Google Play Store and the App Store, which is coming soon. So kick us off on RFOX Media here, PJ. This one's been pretty understated and overlooked, I think.
Yeah. It is, and RFOX Media, the origin comes from an acquisition that RFOX did by taking over the main media digital marketing company in Myanmar, which is called Media. So it has traditional market roots, which is now going into the blockchain space. So it's perfectly described here. RFOX Media is a RFOX venture centered on products that allow users to create, earn, and contribute using cutting-edge technologies. The venture seeks to create the ultimate media, social, and content-driven platform to cater for KOLs, celebrities, brands, and consumers. One crucial part of the RFOX Media division is RFOX TV, a platform that will provide a more worthwhile and immersive viewing experience by rewarding its users for their time and allow them to learn, share, and create moments that they can monetize on. So basically, this is the blockchain part of the RFOX Media branch, is that on YouTube, you watch videos, you get commercials, you watch them, you don't get anything for the return. It's mostly annoying if you watch a video, and the content creator themselves also get just a limited part of it. And RFOX Media really wants to revolutionize this part of the business, where they really want to ensure that the rewards are going to the content creators and the people that are using their time to watch that content. And that's only fair. So yeah, I'm looking extremely forward to that part of the business. The next paragraph explains what I just told you about, that RFOX did an acquisition. They purchased My Media Myanmar. They have 13 million followers, and that number alone doesn't really say much, but it's about how much engagement there is. And it says here that driven by 20 million minutes of viewed video footage per month and 30 million users per month. So that shows a little bit about the engagement that they have in Myanmar. They want to take that company. They've now rebranded that to RFOX Media, and now they want to push this concept into other countries in Southeast Asia and just expand this media company. They will offer many different products. If you see here, RFOX Media and Goama, they entered a partnership together to launch a game called RFOX Run, and this was actually really cool because what they've done in Myanmar, rules there are quite strict, and every country has their own rules, but they were not able to incentivize players by giving them cash rewards. So what they've done, they've entered a partnership actually with Food Panda, where winners could get vouchers from Food Panda. And basically, if they would win or get in the top 100 of the leaderboards, they would actually get food vouchers, and that they can buy or get fruit for free delivered to their doorstep. So I think that's an amazing way to show, market fit, but also their way to digital include people and give back to the community. So it was a great step for the company to do that.
Not to mention the smarts of actually being able to identify the climate of which Myanmar is going through at the moment. And it's been brought up in the community quite a number of times with the uncertainty and the tumultuous sort of activities that are taking place over there. It's no secret, if you're unsure of exactly what we're talking about, just Google it. But if you were to go ahead and award people, with a local currency, and it was well advertised and people could see that, then they were at risk of their own health and safety. So to be able to do that with food vouchers is it's a testament to the team of actually understanding the demographic that they're targeting. But then to being able to execute with a popular game, and with the help of My Media, which is probably one of the more later and emerging ventures of RFOX, is again a testament to the team. And just to add to what PJ was saying earlier about RFOX Media and /RFOX TV, one of the examples that Ben Fairbank gives on RFOX Media about turning media on its head from Web 2 to Web 3 is that, let's say, for example, that I'm walking out of work, PJ, and you know what I see when I walk out of work. I see kangaroos hopping around all the time. And if I see a couple that are bopping on and I want to film that and then put it on the RFOX Media platform to be able to sell to a news outlet or rent to a news outlet, I think you describe that better than what I do. So if I turn that into an NFT and pop it on the RFOX Media platform, what sort of possibilities does that give me? And how does that change and differentiate between Web 2 and Web 3?
Yeah, so basically what the platform does, it just simplifies the whole process of if somebody has great footage that, for example, a TV broadcaster wants to use in their channel, in the real world that we're living. I mean, the company would need to get in touch with the creator of that video and try to make a deal with them. This process is all automated on the platform. So the creator of the video can already beforehand say what the video is, what you want to do with the video, if you're open to rent it out, if you want to sell the rights for the video, and what kind of prices you would want for that. And then all those conditions and the video itself is more or less linked to an NFT, and then the broadcaster can contact the seller via the platform, or do it automatically, give the person the price that they want for it, pay the video or rent the video. They will get the video plus the NFT in their hands as proof that they actually own the rights to show this clip on TV, and show it to their audiences. So it just literally just simplifies the whole process, ensures that there's less steps in between, and gives the seller an honest price for his video, and makes the process for the broadcaster a lot quicker and easier.
Pretty cool, man. Pretty cool. Not to mention the transparency aspect, which you touched on there as well. But yeah, just to make that process more seamless. So the next one here is RFOX Finance. So RFOX Finance is a creator of platforms that cater to the new movement of digital and financial inclusion. This RFOX venture focuses on financial products and plans to offer a range of products, including crypto-based farming, staking, loans, and insurance. Now, we know that this is a pretty big sector in crypto. This is something that Vitalik Buterin had envisioned back in 2016, I believe. Like, it's pretty crazy, the foresight of this guy. Maybe even earlier, I could be getting my years mixed up, but it is a massive aspect. And for RFOX to have their own platform, to be able to offer such things as to be able to stake RFOX and earn your VFOX, or stake VFOX and earn RFOX, or your VFOX RFOX liquidity pool to then earn again a percentage based off those previous sales of the land, and then later for the transactional volume of RFOX Valt, is pretty massive. So yeah, keep an eye on developments for that one. So the NFT platform, PJ, or
yeah, just sorry, Luke. Yeah, I just wanted to add there that the numbers that you see in the Blackpaper with the APRs, they're not correct anymore, because these are the numbers used when the Calanova staking pools were online. Yeah. Those lasted for 3 months. At the moment, the Arcimoto pools are online. The numbers are quite significantly lower because of the auction. The shop auction went for a lower average price. So the percentages of returns are lower, but again, we're now talking about tokens that are already a circulating supply that you can earn. It's not new supply entering the circulation. So there is no inflation by earning these rewards. You actually get a bigger share of the circulating supply by staking your tokens. So that's what I wanted to add there. Yeah, sure. You might as well keep going, man. NFT platform. Yeah, exactly. Well, this is something that excites me a bit, because the NFT market is very hot at the moment. New collections are launching every day. Celebrities are buying Bored Apes and other NFTs. I mean, the market is quite wild, even with this downwards, or maybe you could call it a mini bear market that we're in at the moment. But yeah, the NFT space is hot, and companies want to dip their toes into the space. But often they don't really know how to launch an NFT series. And the exchanges that are available at the moment, like OpenSea, they don't really give them the tools or the position to really stand out of the crowd. Because at the moment, if you want to launch an NFT series on OpenSea, you're just one of the 1,000 other pages that are on there at the moment. There's no real way to market yourself. So RFOX, they actually played quite perfectly into this by launching their NFT white label platform. What this does is it gives the companies quite an easy possibility to launch an NFT series or a collection on their own website that they can fully customize. So this is not only important because of the fact that the companies can keep the consumers and their target audience in their own little ecosystem on their own websites, but it also ensures that they can really stand out from the crowd and properly market that website and not have their people, not have their clients go to a third-party website like OpenSea. Another great point of this, or a plus point for this NFT white label platform, is the fact that even though you have your NFTs on your own website, you still automatically launch or list your NFTs on the major exchanges like OpenSea. So it will still be visible and you will still be in this liquidity pool of OpenSea, but you really stand out for your target audience. So yeah, it's a great win. I think this will be very interesting once it launches. I think it's not far away. We have seen some examples of, for example, Reebok. They did their NFT listing via this way. But I'm really looking forward to really see the market open up to this and see more clients use this venture.
For sure, man. So we did see the I won't call it a flop, but the Adidas, was it the Adidas launch that was quite convoluted and pretty well a flop? I mean, Reebok had launched theirs through RFOX and all seemingly seamless rather, and went really well. So now if Reebok want to expand off their couple of NFTs that they had launched through RFOX, now they've got an avenue to do so, and not only Reebok, but Chasing Space, which is a big one. So as highlighted here in the Blackpaper, another use case to watch out for is the upcoming Chasing Space NFT collection, created through RFOX's partnership with Australian incubator Void Cyber in conjunction with renowned astrophysicist Dr. Scott Bolton. If you don't know who any of those people or entities are, go and Google them because they are massive. If you go on the Void Cyber website and have a look at some of the names and connections that these guys have got, to have them in RFOX's corner is simply massive. Dr. Scott Bolton, with his knowledge and research and connections with NASA and everything space, is huge. These Chasing Space NFT collection, they're going to be massive. So in addition, RFOX NFT Platform has successfully launched and hosted the latest NFT collection by global giant Reebok, further adding to the names using the product before its commercial release in January 2022. So again, everything was successful, very big. Upon the Reebok NFT launch, there was a mention of RFOX. So I mean, these big brands don't exactly go and advertise who created what for them, but RFOX did get a mention, which is nice. So very, very cool. The next one here, so interaction between RFOX Vault and RFOX Ventures. In the early stages of RFOX Vault's formation, the ventures within the RFOX ecosystem have their sights set towards showcasing their core competencies within the metaverse. RFOX's NFT platform will also serve as an avenue for current and upcoming partners to offer their NFTs and curate user experiences for their prospective buyers. RFOX Media will find synergies with the metaverse in the way it exhibits upcoming content, as well as opportunities it will offer to marketers who want to be the first brands in the metaverse. So you can see how this is all tying together with the NFT platform. You've got the metaverse there. You've got RFOX Media in your corner. You've got RFOX Finance to be able to transfer some tokens over to play the mechanics of RFOX games, plus other games coming out as well. Nice little complement with the Food Panda of RFOX Run on the RFOX game side. It's just they're building an absolute behemoth. It's pretty crazy, man.
And just to add to that, I mean, the Metaverse has not only grown out to be a showcase platform for the other ventures to show their products and to increase volume for their products, but third parties that enter the Metaverse will also have all these tools from all the other RFOX ventures available for them, and that's exactly what they mentioned there. So all these different ventures will be able to provide services and tools to third parties coming into the Metaverse. So those companies do not need to look for other third party companies to maybe work with many different teams. Everything will be given to you on a silver platter almost. Here's all the tools that you most likely need. If there's something that we don't have that you might need, heck, we might build it ourselves. So it's just a great showcase again. Yeah.
And it doesn't matter, just to complement what you've said there, it doesn't matter how big or how small these projects, entities, companies, whatever you want to call them, businesses, how big they are, whether it's a CoinGecko who's partnered with RFOX and having a shop in the Metaverse, or if it's an Icon blockchain, for example, with their Icon 2.0, bringing in their blockchain transmission protocol, or BTP for short. Or if it's a Yield Guild Games or Reebok, doesn't matter how big or small, these guys might still want to actually utilize that white label NFT platform or the customizable shops within RFOX Vault, or if they wanted to keep their brand consistent later on once we get past that MVP and shops are available to completely create yourself, they may want to do that to keep their brands consistent across all metaverses. But the opportunities here are endless. No matter how big or small of a fish you are, RFOX is providing a full suite of opportunities with multiple SDKs. So pretty damn exciting. Do you want to give us a rundown here, man, on the RFOX Vault tech specs?
Yeah, so this is more or less a summary of what has already been discussed before, but the RFOX Vault application is built in Unity. Unity is one of the biggest game engines around. If you don't know it, you should probably Google it, because it's one of the main players in the game industry. It is already built for VR, and that is an important point that we didn't really touch on before. This is not a mobile app or PC piece of software that later on will be prepared or built for VR. It's been built for VR from the very start, and that helps a lot with the design and the software used and everything. So that's an important point. But yeah, it's also accessible for PC and mobile, and the primary focus is the VR experience, initially supporting the Oculus Quest and later on other popular VR headsets. I can imagine the Oculus Quest will get a lot of competition in the next couple of years, so it will be interesting to see how that plays out. RFOX is using the Ready Player Me as the avatar solution. There have been some rumors going on that Ready Player Me will create some content which will only be available for the RFOX Vault, but we don't know too much about that yet. But we'll see what comes from that. In addition to the Unity build, there is the RFOXVault.com website, where users will be able to manage and trade their multi-chain NFTs and customize their Ready Player Me avatars in a more convenient web-based user interface. And this is really, for me, this is a must-have, because you don't want this to be like uncomfortable or clingy or whatever. There needs to be proper software tools for you to customize your avatar and introduce the NFTs, and it needs to be working properly.
And that's a nice little segue here into the interoperability with other parts of the metaverse. So we are actively looking to create bridges in collaboration with other metaverse projects to allow for teleportation between different parts of the metaverse. And just quickly before we get stuck into the team now, I do want to touch on these other teams, these other projects and metaverses that we are looking to have that interoperability with. One thing that was remiss of us not to mention earlier, PJ, and correct me if I'm wrong, but touching on the scarcity of land for RFOX Vault compared to some other metaverses. Now, off the top of my head, I know that Illuvium has 100,000 pieces of land. I think Decentraland has about 90,100 odd. Somnium Space has about 5,026, maybe. Sandbox, 160,000, something along those lines.
Something like that.
Now, every single word that I've just said there ended in 1,000. So RFOX Vault having 120, focusing on something that no one else is focusing on, which is e-commerce with a live stream app. Refer back to the previous comment about the Macy's stores and the Starbucks. Not to mention every other sector of crypto that is hot, which is play to earn, DeFi. Yeah, I mean, if you've picked up a piece of land in these first two auctions, regardless of price, even if it was the highest price, in my opinion, that was a bargain. What are your thoughts?
No, 100%. And I think you know, there's a couple of reasons why these lands went for so cheap, you could say, because the main reasons are that, you know, many people don't really know about RFOX yet. But I think the main part here is that the shops, they require some kind of work. It's not some kind of a plot that you can just hold and do nothing with. And that scares some people. You know, you need to develop a shop and sell some kind of product or service, or you need to rent it out. And that makes some people a little bit hesitant to jump in. But of course, it's a golden opportunity, because once the metaverse is actually up and running and people see the opportunities and the big brands want to get in, or the blockchain companies want to get in. I mean, people who own the shop, they can rent it out. They can collaborate with these companies. I mean, the sky's the limit. So yeah, I agree. The people that got their shops, I mean, they did a great deal. That's for sure.
Most definitely, man. So kick us off on the team. Who's this beautiful bald fella here? Let's start with him, shall we?
Yeah, Mr. Ben Vermeek, the CEO. He calls himself the sucked mango, but he's I mean, that's of course just for fun. Now, I mean, Ben, he's an absolute legend. He has so much experience. I mean, if you just look at his CV here, it's mind blowing. What I really appreciate about Ben is just that he's just such a relaxed guy who always has time for community members. He uses so much time to inform people, to make AMA videos, and to take questions. You know, we have a weekly AMA on the Discord channel. You can literally ask him any question, and there's never a question that he won't answer. So yeah, I mean, next to the fact that he's just an absolute rock star, I mean, look at what he's has worked with and what he's accomplished in his life. I think the company is extremely lucky to have him as a CEO.
So just to compliment what you said there as well. So we've got the weekly AMA on a Wednesday night. Then we've got the 90-second update. And then he's got his AMA with Lenny Clifford as well. There's not many crypto companies that are doing 3 public appearances with the community week in, week out. It's it's pretty damn crazy, man. And the community loves it as well, except when the price is down, of course. No one likes it when the price is down. So look, we can continue to go through the team here. We've got Glenn Pierce, who's before co-founder with RFOX with Ben. Glenn works as a marketing and sales specialist and manager with international experience in a career that spans more than 15 years. We've got Wade Luders as well. We've got Lee Dong, the chief financial officer. Is Pete. I'm surprised it's actually got a serious photo there as well, the chief technical officer. So the team goes on. You can come through and have a bit of a read here. Here's Fads, the RFOX game GM. Piesh, the chief marketing officer, and Maria Java Rodriguez as well, who has a huge CV. If you are not sure of why the RFOX Media, or rather the My Media acquisition has happened, and you're a little unsure of the sector, go and Google. Plus, also do your homework on Maria, because she is a big player, as PJ put it earlier, massive. So, and then obviously Brian Shu as an advisor too. Who's this mob here? Who are these guys here, PJ? I've never heard of them before. Who heads them?
Galaxy Digital. Yeah, I think everybody who's been around in the crypto ecosystem knows about them. It's the investment company led by Mike Novogratz. He is known by really doing amazing picks and going for the real good quality blockchain specific companies, invest in them early. and ride the wave, and not only invest in capital. I know that he he doesn't own a share of RedFox. He has invested in the company in tokens, or Galaxy Digital did. But they're very much involved in their process as an advisor. So I know that Benny and the team has quite some contact with them, discussing certain strategic movements, and just getting assistance with the wealth of knowledge and experience that these guys have.
Yeah, for sure, man. Very well said. And here's Joe Torfik as well. So some of you may have seen throughout a lot of tweets I've read of recently, of late rather, well spoken, Luke. So Kinetic Consulting, these guys here pump out some amazing content, and here's Joe Torfik, who's the CEO of those guys. They are releasing a lot of good content that is related to RFOX, what they're tackling within the industry, and then coupling it with real world crypto aspects as well. So I mean, that's pretty much it right there, folks. That's everything there. There's a bunch of boring legality stuff that you probably don't want to read. Any final thoughts there, PJ? We will finish with showing everybody a pretty sick video of RFOX Vault if I haven't seen it yet, and we'll leave them all in the show notes as well. But any final comments, mate?
Well, just, that there's so much information to get out of this Blackpaper, is that I would, we just gave a very good summary, but I would really recommend for people to read it in their own pace, go through it, because it is very complex. If there's stuff that you don't understand or you want to get more in-depth information about, hit us up in the Discord community. If we're not online, then there's a lot of other community members that know a lot about the company. So it's just to hit us up, ask the questions, and be part of the community.
Well said, man. I think we'll wrap it up there. Jump in the community if you need to. Ask anyone a question. Join in on the AMAs with Ben. We'll wrap it up there. Dive into the Blackpaper more so if you need, but hope we've helped in some way.
Yeah.
Enjoy the video that we're about to show you. You rip up. Peace out, man. Talk to you soon.
See you, guys. See you.
Are you ready for the ultimate metaverse experience? Built above the clouds, RFOX Vault is a fully immersive metaverse and virtual reality experience like no other. This virtual world offers tailored and immersive experiences that puts you in the driver's seat. Enter the RFOX Vault. Become whoever you want and experience the ultimate in play-to-earn gaming, retail, entertainment, digital art, and much more. Powered by your RFOX tokens, this is your new destination for entertainment and rewards. Unleash your imagination